Hello, in today's class I am here with the poem Soft Storm by Abhi Subedi. Before I start the poem, let me talk about the poet. The poet Abhi Subedi is a rare character in Nepali literature. He has got expertism in English, Nepali and Sanskrit language. He was born in 2002 in Sabla village of Terathum. He has done MA from Tribhuvan University and PhD from United Kingdom. He contributed almost 36 years and 6 months in Tribhuvan University being a professor. And he got retired. He was also a former department head of English in Tribhuvan University. These days, he is spending time in literary programs, intellectual talks, article writings, and in different interviews. Now this is about the brief introduction of the poet. Now let's start the poem. I became soft. I became soft after I heard the tumult and crashed on the eerie stillness. I inherited the soft when the sky grew like crocuses over stones and became 5 inches taller. That very night when moon skidded down your walls, speaking in the language of posters and politics, rituals and reasons, I became soft. As the softness rose like a gale, tearing my ropes. That very night when the moon sang of lampposts and gutters in this seamless city. The poet has described environmental disorder in Nepalese society. He has used the words like tumult, eerie, stillness, sky like crocuses, stones, skidded moons, tearing roofs, and so on. Then he talks about the positive condition using the phrase sky grew like crocuses. He implies the blooming of iris floral family plants over stones having a height of 5 inches. He makes correlation of those natural disorders with the practices of human society by using the words like politics, posters, rituals, and reasons. Subedi observes the gentleness of the rose like a gale from his ropes. That makes him soft again by integrating both nature and social atmosphere. The writer has used here simile. You know, simile means comparison of anything with something. He has used the simile to show two opposing things like the softness of a rose and the strength of a strong wind. The poet is criticizing the people who are creating disorders in the society. In the last line of this stanza, the poet uses a term, seamless city, that refers to the problemless or unified city of the past. You know, the cities were less problematic in the past than at the present. He is recalling the time where there were less social problems in the society. This is about the first stanza about the poem. I became soft when homeless children in Tamil cried with hunger under the bat-bearing trees of Kesar Mahal. I became soft when I returned from the Meli, where ceremony dances with mad steps on the unweeded gardens of history, growing around protruded rocks. He is depicting the condition of the street children at Tamil. He finds homeless children who are crying and begging for food. He also finds the children crying because of hunger under the bat-bearing trees of Kesar Mahal. Children are considered the pillar of the nation, but the situation is such. Here we can say the poet is presenting true picture of the homeless children as he witnessed. This is harsh reality of Kathmandu. He returns home. He returns from such a Meli. Meli means confusing place, where people were dancing with the mad steps, parties, ceremonies in skyscrapers, big hotels. Then he recalls past days when people were free to enjoy true freedom. This is a serious problem of the nation. He uses the term unwedded garden of history. It means the past unflourished incidences of the society, which literally means lawless, disturbed. Created by social and political domination in the Nepalese society. I became soft when I alone turned to you, leaving deep dents upwards on these white streets. I became soft storm when I saw a forlorn child carrying transistor radio around his neck, run around wailing to find his mother in the corridors of violent history. I became a soft storm when I saw a man beaten mercilessly for no reason before his family by nobody for no reason in no sensible times. In the third stanza, the poet becomes soft again when he visualizes a forlorn child. Forlorn means sad and hopeless. A forlorn child carrying a transistor around his neck. The child is sobbing and searching for his mother here and there. The child looks terrified. At the same time, a man is beaten mercilessly in front of his family members. It shows the harsh reality of human behavior. These days, people are indifferent to one another. He finds it illegal. The speaker is not happy with the system and wants to revolt against the cruel system. This is about the third stanza. I became soft when I saw a blood-stained sword speaking in the earth's ear with bruised human lips in the far corner under the moon of history and dreams playing hide and seek in open museums of human times. Let me explain now fifth stanza. In the fifth stanza, the poet describes a man with a blood-stained sword and bruised human lips. He is unable to speak because the powerful residents of the night have silenced his voice. He is a dominated person. He can't speak because his voice is locked. The landowner and the laborers are linked by the game of hide and seek. That's why it is like the game of hide and seek. I became soft since you gave words but did not listen to them, gave storms but didn't wait to see its lila over the silent stone. In the next stanza, the poet is expressing his dissatisfaction with the words not listened to and not waiting for the storm for its lila. Here, lila means play or a divine play. Crocuses have grown over the stone. I saw last moonlit night. Storms have loitered in the narrow lanes where I too have walked alone, pensively in rain tears and little chuckles of sun laughter that have risen and melted like rainbow. Soft is my storm that rages and rages over silent pages, silent stones, silent forlorn swords carrying war memories, silent dilapidations of God's abodes, where dances and songs are buried under helpless divine debris in human courtyards. In the sixth stanza, the poet feels optimistic and positive for the inhabitants. He uses grown-up iris flowers plants over the storms going to public places and the sun shining with varied colors like rainbow. The poet has used metaphors here. Metaphor means direct comparison of something. He has used metaphors such as soft storm, silent pages, forlorn swords, celebrations for the gods, and so on. They are in a chaotic state since they are under the powerful of the nation's disturbing rulers. This is about the sixth stanza. Soft is what you saw. I honor your merry eyes, but the mad time spools, windings all that we see and live with, stone growing in flower, moon humming melodies, history rushing under the lamppost and over deforested land, birds singing a bizarre journey over the warming earth, rhododendron blooming in winter, Mother Earth telling of the tumults in the songs of the sad birds, all in unison have created the soft gale. But in these hard times, I want to melt like a rainbow, my soft storm in your minuscule sky. My soft storm dances in ripples of your uneasy lake. Now, seventh stanza. This is the concluding stanza of the poem. The speaker concludes the poem stating that he needs freedom not only for himself but also for all the creatures of this Mother Earth. He needs freedom. He needs lovely and peaceful sky. He favors the beautiful and calm sky and wants to dance freely without any social restrictions, with natural sweet music of soft storm and melodious singings of the birds making a circle round and round. This is how the poem is ended.